Hi there folks, Borislav247 here and welcome to my first ever Days Gone Remastered video. And of course for the first video I couldn't possibly be showing anything else other than Horde Assault, because this is what most people are really wanting to see. What is this all about? And I'm very pleased to be able to show the very first region in which the action starts to take place, which is going to be Cascade. So I'm just going to get onto the next page here. As you can see, the only region that is actually unlocked at the moment, obviously because I'm just starting, is Cascade. You also have, as I expected, Belknap, Lost Lake and Crater Lake. All at the moment are locked, and I'm looking at the target scores. They actually seem pretty damn reasonable. Even though they look like they are insanely big scores, you get around 1,000 points per freaker. So yeah, you can make these up. But first thing that I want to show here is, look at this. You can actually apply 3 injectors at a time, once you unlock them of course. So let's take a look at these injectors. These are all the negative ones. Starting with slow healing. Healing items are less effective, but you get a 20% bonus to your final score. No crafting. 20% to the final score. That one is harsh. On to the next. Weak bike. The bike is less durable, but adds an extra 10% to the final score. Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. Viral infection. All animals are infected, but an extra 20% to the final score. That is one that I could probably work with. Angry animals. Wildlife deals increased damage and a 15% to the final score. Okay. Melee weapons break more easily. 10% to the final score. Okay, moving down into the next section. Compulsive reloader. Ammo that is still in the magazine is lost when reloading, but a bonus 25%. Okay, bullet sponge. Enemy health is increased, an extra 25% to the final score. Okay, moving on. Randomizer. Random modifiers activate throughout the run, but an extra 25% to the final score. That could make things interesting. Okay, freaky freakers. Freakers deal increased damage, but a whopping 30% added on to the final score. Restricted focus. Focus time is reduced, plus 25% to the final score. That doesn't seem too bad, but I know the last one is wanted. Start at maximum heat level. I thought it would actually be 50%, but you're going to get a whopping 40% added to the final score. Okay, let's look at the positives. Fuel never runs out. That actually seems a damn good one. Okay, you're losing 10% of your score, but the ability to move around with that. Sturdy bike. Bike is more durable. I can't say I'd be too interested in that one. Unlimited nitrous. Again, I don't really see the point in that one, and you're going to lose 5% off your score. Okay, explosive master. Explosives do more damage. A big penalty. 15% reduced from your final score. Exploding freakers. Freakers explode on death. Another 15% reduced, but that could be a fun one to try. Mean molotovs. Molotovs inflict more damage, but again, whopping 15% off your final score. Durable weapons. Melee weapons never break. Okay, 10% comes off the final score. Rationing. Medkits have a chance to not be consumed when used. A good one, but 20% reduced from your final score. Weapons instantly reload. A nice one, but again, harsh penalty. 20%. Unlimited ammo. Ammo never runs out. I can see why that one has the penalty that it has. That sounds amazing. Unlimited stamina. Okay. 20% off the final score, but it gives you the ability to run around like a loony. Double focus time. Focus duration is doubled. I'm surprised that that is the last one to unlock. The other two before that I thought were far more beneficial. Let's look at the characters. Now, of course, it's got the 12 that you already had from the original Days Gone, but there is another 6, and let's see what they are in just 1 second. I know what 3 of them are straight away because you have O'Brien as one. I know Lisa is one of them, and Schizo, of course. There we go, O'Brien. Fantastic. Let's take a look at the next. Schizo, yes, another one that we knew about. Okay, who have we got after this? Weaver, oh, fantastic. I was hoping they would actually include Weaver. Be a fun character to play around within the things here. And oh my god, they've got Copeland. Okay, I don't think I'm going to get the wish I wanted, which was Tucker. Lisa, another one which we knew about. Now, unless this last one is Militia Deacon. Okay, I'll be perfectly honest, I just wanted Tucker so I could feed her to the freaks, but very happy with the new characters which eventually you will unlock. So anyways, let's get to this. Yeah, as you can see, folks, they start you off pretty gently. The hordes are not very big at the very start, and as I mentioned before, you're getting 1,000 points for every freaker kill. There's nothing in the way of a multiplier that you have to build up. The multipliers all come through the injectors that you will eventually unlock. So already I'm seeing potential for some crazy scores in the millions. And another thing, as you move around this region, there is a ridiculous amount of items that you can get your hands on. But of course, in order to start moving around a bit more freely, you've got to get to the bike. So I'm just taking the time here just to take out a few freakers just to start to build up that score. I do eventually have to start looking for some better weapons. Thankfully, the very first weapon that they've started you with is an SMP9, which is very decent of them, it has to be said. It's not a bad weapon at all to start with. I thought you were going to get hit with a 9mm at the very start, but thankfully not. So right now, I'm not actually moving on too much. I'm just giving everybody an idea of what you get at the very start. You can actually get a little bit of time on your hands once you move away from the hordes early on. I say early on for a reason. Later on it gets to say that it gets a bit mental is a frickin' understatement. As expected from what I remember reading about this particular Horde Assault, if you manage to get that clock to over 30 minutes, that's when it just gets ramped up insanely. And I can tell you now, the hordes that you start to meet then are, yeah. I won't spoil anything, but just you wait until you see them. It gets nuts, and they start coming from all directions. So anyways, moving on, really need to get over to this bike. Now, there seems to be a number of boxes that you can, supply boxes, very similar to Black Friday in terms of the concept of this, because every one of these boxes is completely random as to what's going to be in it. The only thing that does seem to be a constant is that they are roughly in the same places. I say this because on my very first attempt, I was actually guided up to this particular area at the top for one of these supply boxes, and sod's law, wouldn't you know it, I've got another horde here. But it's the name of the mode, so you know, Horde Assault, yeah. You're not going to get that much of a break, so I'll just get back down here and yeah, get on with a bit more fighting. I'll be perfectly honest, folks, I'm not taking this particular run here too seriously. As time goes on, I will formulate some plans, strategies, definitely some popular areas where I will look to take them, where I can really have a bit of advantages in the way of high ground areas and whatnot, places where I know I can give them the run around in a big way. But right now, yeah, certainly looking to take advantage of height situations. Vehicles are the only thing I have at the moment that will do this, but as you can see already, this is inside the first 5 minutes, and it's ramping up nicely. But now here is one of a number of side jobs that will probably appear throughout the course of one of these battles. And the first one is that you've got to get 10 swarmer kills using Molotovs. Now, if they're bunched up well enough, I can't see this being too much of an issue. The military vehicle over there is what I should have ideally used at the very start to get that job done, but you know what? I'll definitely get them here. If I can't get 3 of them grouped here, I hope the rest are something badly wrong. And this should give me something in the way of rewards. Side job completed, okay. Looks like I've got extra ammunition. That looks like possibly a bandage, definitely some scrap. Now at this stage, I don't know whether, as you go on, whether the rewards will get greater. I know Ben Studio did stress that the majority of the time it was really all about ammunition. But anyhow, explore. Thank you, I will. I want to get up to this area at the top where I can potentially get another weapon. But there is some marauders here. And okay, very interesting. Right, that is good to know. So they pretty much, as in the main Days Gone world, you can actually loot these marauders. All of a sudden, they are a really good targeting in terms of getting more items. I mean, straight away there, and Christ, runners already. Yeah, that is something very good to know straight away. I wasn't sure if you could actually get anything from the marauders. I just thought there would be another enemy, that's it, when they're dead. I did notice that you don't get as much in the way of points for them, but potentially what you can get off them in terms of loot, yeah, makes them well worthwhile. But this is where I found my first supply box. And it is still here this time, so that's fantastic. Looking over here, a lot of items now. There is ammunition there, but you know what? I'm going to hold on just in case I get another weapon. So potentially I can fill up both of them, and sod's law, would you Adam and Eve it? Yeah, SMP9, it's offering me. Yeah, I've already got one of those. I've got ammo right behind me, so as much as it pains me, it's going to have to be the 6 spark igniters. Come in handy eventually. Okay. And right on cue, here comes the next horde. Already you can see this lot right here. Look around. Actually, I was going to say 50, but you know what? That's potentially a horde of 75 there. That kind of looks like the Grotto Cave-esque type numbers. But thankfully this lot at the moment are still quite manageable, so just have a little bit of fun around this area. And already just taking a quick look at the score there, and I'm already well over a quarter of the way towards the target score for this particular region. Of course, they were never going to make this one a tough one. It's the first of 4. I know the other 3 are ramped up in a big way, and okay, all of a sudden I've seen something appear there while the action was going on. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but milestone of some nature. But you know what, let's get on the bike and let's move. After seeing one of the injectors before, the unlimited fuel for the bike, I think that one is fantastic. You are taking a hit, but if you have a couple of negative injectors to go on top, you're still going to be good, but you have something that you can get away from the hordes very quickly. Of course, unlimited, you're always going to be able to get away quickly as long as you have, or should I say, as long as you make sure that you have the bike in a reasonably safe place, and just make sure that when you badly need it at its most, that you can get to it safely. I can't tell you, the first run that I had for this for the very first time, I was on it for about 15 minutes if you're lucky, and it was just quite literally just going all over the place and actually looking for any more potential supply boxes. And it seems that a lot of these supply boxes are going to be in well-known locations, which is why I've come over here. This is I think it's the Little Bear Nero checkpoint I'm at right now. So I'm not actually seeing a box at the moment. However, there is one or two areas here that I can use in terms of height advantage. Always a plus when you're dealing with hordes. Yeah. The one thing that I do like is that even from the very start, they pretty much give you a fully loaded Deacon. The stamina levels are good, the health is very decent, and of course you have the full use of the minimap. Something I'm not accustomed to because I normally play this game on survival too, so this is very nice to see. And yeah, there is a lot of items that you can get throughout this. Honestly, I think once you've had a bit more time on this particular mode, you could go about your business for a long time. I think potentially some crazy scores could come in for this, but obviously injectors are going to have to be unlocked in order to get the crazy scores. I do love the fact that that wanted one, 40% added to your score. If you had that on, but if you maybe had a couple of positive ones that were, yeah, taking a little bit off, but at the same time were giving you outrageous advantages like the unlimited fuel for the bike, yeah, I think you could have a lot of fun. And some crazy scores. And yes, I did see there is actually a supply box here, so I'm going to try and get my way back to it, or at least try and get this lot so well down that I can do something. Do you know what? I think I've got enough time here. Let's head over and see what it gives us this time. Ah, for God's sake. Okay, I'll take it. At least it's another weapon. First two shots there were absolutely insanely bad. I'm going to have to move from that position as well. Not going to get any further that way. You cannot get into Belknap. That's for the next game. Well, I'm hoping it'll be with the next game. I've got to get to 400,000 first, but at the moment, just trying to showcase everything about this particular challenge. And do you know what? I'm not even sure if that particular attractor was worth it. There doesn't even look like there's remotely anything near 20 freakers there. But that's me halfway there on the score. Right, there we go. I've clearly taken them all out, and oh god, that was that was a horrible pickup. I should have realised. Yeah, I've got. I was full up on the SMP9. It's just something I'll learn from. Okay, let's take a look at the map here. 'Cause, yeah, I think I've got enough time. I should have realised. Yeah, I've got. I was full up on the SMP9. It's just something I'll learn from. Okay, let's take a look at the map here. 'Cause, yeah, I think I've got enough time. I should have realised. Yeah, I've got. I was full up on the SMP9. Potentially a good area. That's the O'Leary Mount Safe House. I don't think that's a good spot. Do you know what? Where you normally get the Death Train Horde. That has potential. So let's get over there. Like I say, as time goes on, I am going to formulate a few good plans, and I will have eventually another video that will be a lot more detailed in regards to about Horde Assault. I just wanted to get something out there for everybody to see exactly what this is all about. And already now, yeah, barely 12 minutes in, and the hordes now are already getting to quite a size. And yeah, that wasn't the smartest move there. That was me nearly done straight away. And I do know better. And yeah, this is something that's good here for me because my directional sense at times is not always the best. So having the mini-map where it's actually showing me where I need to be going is always a bonus for me. I never have a problem with taking care of the hordes, but at the same time, I know they're going to get bigger. It's getting to that 30-minute mark. After that, apparently, it goes insane. And bloody hell, more runners. More fighting. What did I get for that? I think I spied 600 points. So, yeah. Not good at all. The fact that you're getting... You'd have to kill 2 of them to get just over the amount of points that you would get for 1 freaker. Yeah, definitely not a good move to be taking out the animals, that's for sure. Unless some of the other animals come with some crazy scores, which might be the case when you get to different regions. Time will tell on that, but bloody hell, already now, yeah, starting to see some big numbers. Okay. I chose this area for a good reason because obviously up there the train carriages, but it's an area where I can narrow them down in a big way. Yeah, thinking right about here. Give Deacon a chance to recover as well with the stamina. And that wasn't good timing at all. And bloody hell, get back down onto the normal level. With me moving to the side there, it just took me above their head height a bit. I wanted them so that I could have them all level and could just go to town. But do you know what? As I start to play this from a bit more, I'll definitely be using this area as one of the starting sections. There's potentially a lot that you can work with here. A lot of areas that you've got height advantages, you've got areas where you can condense them, get them very narrow indeed so they're not flanking you all the time, because that is the biggest problem when you're... I hate to think of what it's going to be when you get to Crater Lake. Jesus, that bit is barren. So, well, with the exception, the south area of Crater Lake is definitely going to be the smart play. Oh, there we go, a supply box. Oh, thank you very much. That is more like it. That is an RPD. Nice. Cheerio, SSR. And might as well get this open. Yeah, I'm just taking a look. What the hell? Really now, the aim is to just get to the 400,000 mark. And of course, after that, I'm looking to get to 30 minutes. So it's, I just want to see just how crazy it gets. So yeah, this is going to be a nice spot here as well. Yeah, this has definitely got the feel of a Black Friday challenge, but just played out over the entire region, which is bloody fantastic. It really is. I love that Bench Studio are giving you so much. Holy sh! Oh, good God. I got lucky there. That could have been a game ender right there, and that one would have hurt, given that I was so close to 400k. But I really am. I'm less than 40 kills away from getting it. Yeah, but as I was saying, I do love that Bench Studio are giving you such fantastic options for this Horde mode. This really is. This has got so much gameplay time on it. It's insane. And this is only the first of 4 regions. It's like, oh, bring it. Absolutely bring it. There we go. So I've now hit target that I needed to get to. But I'm going to keep going on. The longer you can keep going on and move up with the levels, then the more potentially that I'll unlock at the end of this fight. So for the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to go a little bit quiet, just let the action play out, and I'll return when I get past that momentous 30-minute marker.
There you go. Good. Blow it up.
Right then, folks, I'm just about at that 30-minute marker, and yes, I was not going to continue along that rail section because I know that leads to a dead end. That was basically going to be suicide if I'd gone across that particular section. Certainly with the horde sizes as they are now. Now, this is where it's supposed to be getting ramped up. If I've been reading things right from the Injectors, that they were stating that this is potentially what you could be facing from the very beginning of the game if you use that negative injector called Wanted, because it's apparently supposed to ramp it up like this. And right now, it's a glorious sight, but at the same time, bloody lot of freakers now. And it's only going to get worse. I know it's going to get worse. After seeing one or two of the trailers, especially the one where you had what looked like hundreds of freakers pouring through Marion Forks, then yeah. You know what? This could be quite a good playground as well. And yeah, come on, Boris, you're not that bloody stupid. You can't, Deacon cannot climb up that far. There will be areas here where he most certainly can. Yeah, here for example, just, and of course there's quite a number of log piles here. Yes, again, very Black Friday-esque. Although some of the areas you can't actually climb on, but yeah, okay. Let's try and get a bit of distance. Yeah, this is a nice wee point here. Try and get a few kills. Yeah, I think if I manage to get past the 1 million mark, that will be a very nice starter. It will certainly unlock the next region, but right now it's just all about trying to see just how big these hordes can get. And again, I have to go down here. If I go along that bridge there, I am fucked. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Yeah. Okay. I'm taking liberties here, but never mind. Yep, nice point that potentially I can get a few, and yeah, there is some explosives in this area. Try and take advantage of those. I can see the side mission that it's telling me here is open a supply box, but this is the trouble. I've not played it enough yet to know where these supply boxes are. Something I will definitely be working on. Definitely will be a video coming at some point where I can point out where all these are. Because although they're completely random as to what you get in them, they do seem to be in the same spots. Or at least roughly in the same area. Yeah, this is a nice area here. All these high spots. But the thing is as well, these freakers in the Horde Assault, they do actually seem a bit quicker than what I remember. And I've not taken the time yet to check about any potential easy kill areas. Truth be told, I'm hoping there won't be any like that, because it will spoil this particular mode if there is. But time will tell. I will eventually get round to checking them out. So far, I am a bit surprised. I thought there would be more in the way of the freakers. I was under the impression once it got past the 30-minute mark that it just went bonkers. Yeah, I was attempting to take out that breaker, but do you know what? Maybe I have just spoken too soon. Okay, yep, let's try and get those barrels exploded. That'll get me a few more, and that's brilliant. That's past the million. That will do nicely for my first serious attempt at this. Okay, nope. Oh, now we're starting to see this game show its teeth, and this could be the end. Get a med kit. I'm going to need a stamina cocktail as well here. Do I have any? No. Yeah, I can't even craft any of those. Just get the last of that repaired. There's something I do want to point out as well. This has actually been just annoying me a wee touch. I know this game is supposed to feature haptic feedback on the controller, which it does. And the trouble is, I may actually, if I've got the option of that, I may actually turn sections or turn it off completely. Because there is times when I'm moving about trying to get things on the inventory wheel that Deacon's going all over the places. Because obviously, if you're moving the controller in any sort of ways, yeah, it starts moving them about. And I like things to be on an even keel. I'm not that keen on seeing a drunk Deacon. You're just sort of swaggering about as you're trying to flip and sort something out for him. But oh yeah, damn. There's always one. Okay. Now this game is really showing its teeth. This is freaking insane what's coming now. And then Cascade. I'll tell you what, folks, I can't wait until I get to Lost Lake. Because you've got the sawmill. You've got a number of other areas. Sherman's Camp especially. I know that place like the back of my hand. So, yeah, a lot of potential good fighting locations. Cascade, I'm really struggling to think of any. You have odd areas that are not too bad, but you're generally not involved in huge fights anywhere in Cascade. Yeah, I think I need to try and get back down to the bike and, oh, holy shit. Yeah, this is insane. I think one of the best game plans for this particular Horde mode is going to be try and get to the bike early, and then start getting a great deal of distance, and then just building up all your supplies. I think that will really work out for the best, so that when you do eventually start to meet horde sizes like this, that you're properly prepared for them. You do actually start with a good number of items. I mean, straight off the bat, Deacon has napalm Molotovs and a number of other items. Holy shit. Okay, yeah. This is the craziness coming in. Wow, they're coming from all over the place. Yeah. And just for anybody that's wondering there with the way that the screen actually went, I was looking to actually try and get a screenshot there, because obviously I need something for the video to show. It's not that the game glitched. That was all me. I just had to edit out the part where I stopped the video. And right now, yeah, this is just survival here. It's I don't have a great deal of items at all. Wow, look at that. Okay. I am not in a good spot here at all. And, oh, holy shit. Do you know what? There's a dumpster there. I don't think that would have made any difference. But there we go. That's a pretty damn good demonstration of what this particular Horde Assault is like. So, some potential for some ridiculous scores on this one, it has to be said. But right now, let's just see what I have unlocked. Yep, Belknap, of course. I reached the target score. Unlimited fuel for the bike. That's a good one to have. But that brings me to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, folks, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Take care.